goes along. Tekashi 6ix9ine is set to go for his verdict in his trial later on in December. Akon, who we both respect, you respect Akon, right?
Oh, definitely, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. He is somebody to definitely respect, a great entrepreneur, great man. He's doing a lot of great things. Has some things that we may not agree with. We got to find out. Let's hear what he said.
Now, Tekashi, that's a different story. But I kind of, with Tekashi's a little different because he just comes from a generation that really didn't have no moral ethic. This generation is nothing like our generation coming up. Like our generation, we had rules. There were certain boundaries that we don't cross. There was a certain line of respect that we had for each other. There was always a level of selfishness that we just only kept to ourselves. Like we never gave up each other for our own freedom because we're expecting him to do the same for us. Right. Now with Tekashi is a little different. Like I can't really speak on why he would do that. But most likely it's for the obvious reasons. But everyone goes through something in their life that propels them to do things that they feel is in the best interest of themselves. And I think you really can't blame him if what he's saying is the truth. Now, granted, there's this big rule that you never talk to the cops, you never speak to the police, you don't rat. I get it. But at the end of the day, if it's true and he said it, it is what it is. Now, if you feel some kind of way that he said it, that's a personal problem that y'all got to deal with, according to what y'all decided the rules were. Now, the question is, had he not said it, would the people he didn't say it for back him, protect him, or do the same for him? There's some people in my life, I would, no matter what, I would never roll over for, because I know what they represent in me, and I know if anything happened to me, where they would stand. But then there's some people in my life, if something happened to me, do I depend on them to take care of my family? Absolutely not. So why am I loyal to you? Yeah. So everybody has a purpose and a reason of why they would do things. So that's why I'm not so quick to judge him, because I don't know exactly what is happening behind closed doors that may not be explained or may not be out to the public to know. It's some information that just still to this day is still answering questions. But as a man, you can only respect somebody that does what they think is the best for them and their families. But at the same time, you got to also know who you're in business with if you're going to do something illegal. If you choose to do something with someone that's not valued in a legal or illegal way, that you know what's coming. You got to know. It's like a soldier. If you out in the field, I'm paired with somebody I know that's going to back me up if I get surrounded by a whole bunch of rebels. If I choose the wrong man, that's my fault. I should know every trooper, every soldier around me to know who and what their capabilities are. I'm not going to get into a war battle without some soldiers. I don't know their background or their intentions. So you can only blame the ones that chose him.
Oh, God. You said a mouthful, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
You know, I agree with a large portion, of that. I'll go to the part where he kind of said that some people, like, he wouldn't flip for, he wouldn't, turnover for is the terminology that he used. But you also got some people like, fuck him. And I think that Tekashi, said that. I mean, the reason Tekashi 6ix9ine situation, I'm so hard on him because he talks so much junk, man. For all that time, and he played this whole persona. And then we seen that it wasn't even persona, because a lot of the stuff, they had him on wiretap putting out hits on people. So he exercised his power, to have all these thugs and these goons around him who's really about that life. And then when things got rough and the Fed started, showing him that, whatever, his girl may have been messing around or these guys wasn't on an up and up with him, he all of a sudden, said he's going to take them all down. That just can't be respected, man. That's why people, and we just left a courthouse, people do not respect rats. And that's another thing that Akon said. He said, like, if you got a problem with that because it's your code, you got personal issues you're going to have to deal with. What are those personal issues people deal with? They shoot and kill rats. They disown rats. That's what people do. So it's just like, it's one of those things where, okay, you could say you don't blame him, whatnot. He was a little kid and they was against him and whatnot, but consequences and repercussions for everything that you do. It just is what it is. Some people he may be good if he gets out. Some people may take it upon themselves to want to go see him for what he did. I don't wish nothing on that kid, but some people play by these rules and they play it to the life and to the death. Some people is real about this street shit. They are. And
Akon came from a grown man entrepreneurial perspective. A plus B equals C. It is no in between. It's very simple. You do this, you deal with these consequences. In this day and age, you better be careful what you may do this with, because that person may not be on the same equation. And go ahead and break that code completely. Can't be mad at that, or you can't be surprised at that. But I agree with you wholeheartedly, and that's exactly what I was going on. Is Tekashi in particular, it's not the fact that he sat back and rolled on his or people that he didn't feel like were loyal to him and would have done the same to him. Okay, I'm listening when you say that, even though I may not agree or disagree. I'm listening when you say that. But the thing that bothers me is, once again, here's the word of the day: accountability. When you got a dude that sat on social media and pulled so many strings and pushed so many chords and played so many chords and had so many divisive situations happening throughout this country, throughout numerous inner cities, and for him just to so easily be able to now become a new character, so to speak, sit on a stage, and even though we may not necessarily begin to hear it, almost resurrect a career by ruining and taking down people's lives who did live by a particular code. We asked the question on how long he was potentially working with the feds. Some people say he was working with them all along. Some people say when he got picked up. Some people say after the kidnapping. I'm one to believe maybe around that kidnapping time is when he really began to cooperate. We see how they operate. We've seen clearly how they operate. So, man, oh man, I 100% agree with what Akon said. But I will always have a nasty taste in my mouth as it pertains to 6ix9ine because of how he did it and how he went about it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's 100%, accurate. And, his little case, his sentencing is coming up very, very soon. And we shall see. We shall definitely see, the outcome of that. And, if he gets out, will he continue music, and will people link up with him, and will his life continue to be in danger? So that's dope by Akon. I thought he put it in, it was dope the way he put it. So definitely.
Yeah, it was great how he put it, man. Salute to Akon. We heard a couple of weeks ago, just to kind of almost before we transition, the $10 million contract. We heard that might be some BS. What is your thoughts on that before we transition?
I heard a lot of people. I think I heard DJ Clue kind of break it down. He kind of chalked it up to, maybe that being the total amount of money that the record company may owe him from the streams or something that he's getting. And that's what he kind of chalked it up to. He didn't say if it was like definitive, but he said he kind of didn't believe that somebody would give him a deal. He's saying pretty much they owed him money. Somebody owes him money. From streams and other things that he may have been behind bars.
Got you.
Yeah. So I don't know how far that goes, but how you think somebody would invest money unless they knew that he was getting out? You think that they would invest money?
I thought it was a little far fetched, but it also didn't surprise me given the fact that we thought, based off of his testimony, that he wouldn't be in there long anyway, and it wouldn't be surprising if somebody had some inside information and knew he was getting out and knew the kind of attention he was about to grab. All right, let's invest some money into him. I was only asking because I know his security bill is going to be stupid.
Yeah,
especially if he thinks for a second he's going to be able to. And I'm not even talking about anybody real necessarily doing anything to him. I'm talking about a crazed fan. I'm talking about anything. Like, that's not going to be a dude, if he has any intention of walking the street, that's going to be able to walk around by himself at all.
Right.
How's he going to be able to afford it? So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not it is or is not. I tend to believe, along the speculation, that some money's coming in because he's going to be heavily secured, and that's going to cost a pretty penny. Whether or not it's $10 million, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. So, it remains to be seen very, very soon. But SamAnt, to get to the main topic, of the day, we actually today, for the second day in a row, went down to Philadelphia to the federal courthouse, and we were witness today to AR Ab's trial right now.
Yep.
Pretty much a federal racketeering case. They're alleging that AR Ab and I think 8 other defendants pretty much ran a drug